going on, everybody? This is Harris Hot Rods today. I've been having a couple of beer skis. I just got this new 2025 T7 10-year Yamaha, and I figured let's make a review video about it. So today we're going to be talking about what I've heard personally online in reviews from forum sections, etc., from TikTok to Facebook to Instagram, or everything, and we're going to break it down in this video today. So first of all, we're going to talk about the cons list of what I've heard about online and what people have been complaining about. And the first thing I've heard is that the bike is top heavy. The bike's not top heavy at all. I mean, if you're, potentially, a midget or, 5'5", then, I could see you could be having an issue with it. But me being 6'1", you jump on the bike and you go and you never think anything about it. So, in conclusion to people thinking that the bike is top heavy, I personally don't think it is, just due to the fact that the suspension is tall because it is an adventure bike. And with that being said, we're going to roll right into the next complaint that I've heard and read about, and that's the fork dive on the front end. Well, the thing is, if you're going to have this much suspension travel, you have to have this clearance. And the only way to have this clearance is to have the height of this bike. So when you're braking aggressively with the front brake, you're going to have that fork dive because that's what it's designed to do. This isn't a street bike like the ZX14R, where you get on the brakes and it doesn't move and it's planted, because that's what it's designed to be like. It's more designed to be like the Honda 250R. It's an off-road vehicle. So that's my personal take on it. I know other people can argue it, but that's just what I think. Now next, with the 2025, they changed over to a drive-by-wire throttle body and throttle setup. And with that being introduced into the lineup with the Yamaha T7s, you have the different drive abilities. So what I'm saying is you have sport mode and you have explore mode. Explore mode really dumbs down the throttle, where you can, go ripping off-road and not worry about accidentally hitting a bump and the bike flies out from underneath you. It really dumbs the bike down, the throttle, more like a dirt bike. So when you're riding through red clay, or you're going off-roading, or going through pedals, or whatever it could be, this bike is going to be ready to go. You jump on the highway, put in sport mode, and then you have the quickness and the response that you need to go through the traffic and day-to-day driving. Now, I know a lot of people have complained that there's no cruise control. Let's be honest, this isn't a Harley Davidson, okay? This is an off-road adventure bike. It's Yamaha. Come on, people, let's get with it. So, me personally, I think it's ridiculous. You should never have cruise control on this bike anyways. The next note would be the muffler location. It's located on the back. It kind of sticks out a little bit. What bike doesn't? I mean, if you're going to lay the bike down, it's going to get crushed either way. It's going to be with any bike you see here today. It's just the way it's going to be. All right, so now we're going to talk about my personal opinion on like a pros list for the T7. I'm going to tell a little bit of backstory of what really got me interested in this bike. So I went to Irving. It's by Dallas, Texas, and I went to go test drive one of these bikes they had on demo. And I tell you what, I hopped around the bike on the demo ride, and I was going, of course, the speed limit and fast lane. I missed my exit, and I jumped all the way over through 6 lanes of traffic, and I hopped off onto the side of the road, went through this ditch, and did about a 3-4 foot jump back onto the service road. And at that moment that I knew that this bike could do that, it was a selling point. I was just sold. As soon as I got back to the dealership, I was like, where's the paperwork? I want the bike. It's awesome. So with that being said, what made the bike so incredible was the suspension capabilities. The Honda 250, it's an old bike. It doesn't have suspension as a 2025, obviously. But to be able to have the quickness, the power, the reliability, and the response on the throttle made this bike really a selling point, because my personal daily is a ZX14R. You can't be going off-road. You can't even go through a parking lot that has gravel in it because you're afraid of laying it down, because it's just not made for that. It's made for perfect road conditions. This bike, you can take it anywhere, anytime, and any place. All right, so now we're going to be discussing my personal opinion on the pros list of this bike. So with living in East Texas, the weather all over the place, tons of rain, and some probably the worst roads you can ever drive on and ride on, especially being close to Louisiana. So with this bike, number one hit for my pros list is the ride quality. I can get on this bike and go through all my land I have right here, or I can ride up to Dallas. I can go anywhere I want to go. I can go through red clay. As soon as that rear end starts getting a little loose, it'll just go right through it like a breeze. I don't even have to worry anything about it. But comparing the T7 to any other adventure bike that's on the market right now, I definitely think the ride quality is superb to everything else. And personally, what I've been riding during my life, I've been riding for 10 years, so I definitely would pick this as my number one. So next, I'd like to talk about the power plant. It's the CP2 motor. It's the quintessential Yamaha 700cc. I mean, it's been around for a long time. Yamaha has had plenty of opportunities to critique this engine to make it to what it is today, and I can't think of any other motor that would fit perfectly into this frame of bike for the type of riding that you're going to be doing to a day-to-day basis, or a weekend ride, or going out to the dunes, or going to a mud event over here in East Texas. This thing can do it all, and it's got the power plant to do it. So to wrap up today's video, with my personal opinion on this T7, I really think that this is probably the best bike you could buy in 2025 for under $12,000 and be able to do everything that you want to do on a daily basis, off-road adventure, weekend getaways. I mean, there's nothing really else to say. At the end of the day, it's a Yamaha.